Alongside every beautiful Thanksgiving turkey is an equally delicious gravy. Now, at every household, there seems to be a resident gravy maker. In my house, it's either me or my uncle, but that can be you, and I'll show you how, and some helpful tips that'll ease the process along the way. Step 1, get your olive oil. You don't need a whole lot because you're rendering fat from your neck bone. Ooh, that comes with your turkey. You've got your tail that you can cut off, and you've got your backbone. This came from the spatchcock turkey that you may remember from a previous episode. We're just wanting to get some browning, some flavor building on the bottom of this pan. We don't have to worry about fully cooking any of this stuff because we're not eating it. You don't need to fuss with it the whole time it's in the pan. You really want to develop that crust on the bottom. I like where we are. We're getting a really good base for our gravy. You see a nice layer of the turkey schmaltz that has covered the pan. So I'm gonna take them out. So now we add our shallot. Onions are a bit like sponges. They're soaking up all of that flavor. They don't have to be super tender right now, but I'm just getting them to soak up some of that schmaltz. Let's add our turkey stock. I'm using store-bought right now, but you could use store-bought chicken broth if that's all you can find. And we don't need all 4 cups. 2 will be plenty. With this whisk, I'm going to scrape up some of the fond that we just made. This will reduce really quickly, which is fine if you're in a bit of a hurry, but we're not. So I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit. And so now here, that's not too vigorous. It's just kind of like a little bit of bubbles, but this will make sure the flavors are really nice and deep. Now's the time you can add turkey drippings. And you don't wanna season this until you've added the drippings. Now I'm gonna bring this back to a boil. You can see that there's some debris floating in the gravy. You can leave that in there and keep it, like a rustic gravy, or when it's all said and done, when it's thickened, when it's seasoned the way you want it, you can just strain them out. Now, I'm just gonna check to see where we are flavor-wise. It's gonna be really hot. Pray for me. That's actually really good. Now, to thicken your gravy, you're gonna use a slurry. A slurry is a mixture of a liquid and a starch. It's the easiest thing in the world to make. In this case, we're going to use cornstarch and turkey broth. Put about a spoonful in there and then equal parts of the stock. You want it to be the consistency of heavy cream. So that's about what you want. Now, when you make a slurry, you wanna add it to simmering or boiling liquid and whisk it together. If you feel like, oh no, I did way too much slurry. Now my gravy is so thick and it's gonna be glop. Just add a little bit more broth. So there you go. Now, this would be an interesting problem. What if your gravy is too salty? One solution would be to add just a little bit more broth. It'll help dilute your gravy a little bit more so that it's not quite so salty. Your second option would be to add instant potato flakes. Potatoes just soak up salt. And instant potatoes, dissolve instantly. Shouldn't need much. You don't want your gravy to taste like your mashed potatoes. Now, the art of making gravy is a lot of trial and error. That's one reason why there's the resident gravy maker in each house. They're the ones who are most comfortable with fixing problems when they occur. But with these tips, you will be able to fix the problems when they arise, which means you can be the gravy maker. So I've left my gravy here a little bit more rustic since that's how I like it, but you can always strain it like I said earlier. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please feel free to leave a comment, let me know who the gravy person is in your house, and don't forget to subscribe and catch us next time.